Hi everyone, this is Anup here, and in this session I'm going to talk about primarily one of the modules in APO, that is the demand planning. So let us look into have a quick overview of the APO architecture that we have. So in APO architecture, one side we have the OLTP system with which it is connected, and on the other side, that's the right hand side, we can see the OLAP system, that is online application processing. So ideally, APO system is connected to your ERP system, that is also known as online transaction processing system. So why is ERP known as your online transaction processing system? Because all the transactions like sales orders, production booking, various transactions that happen in a business are booked in your online transaction processing system, that's your ERP system. So once the transaction is booked, this data is pulled into APO through a system called core interface, and on the right hand side where you can see the online application processing, that is your business intelligence or your business warehouse tool, which again pulls your data from ECC as well as APO and is used for reporting purpose. So the benefit of OLAP tool is that it has a lot of tools that helps to slice and dice the data and make the data more appropriate and enhance the data. Okay, so the first module, now going to the APO module, APO section, we can see the first module is the APO demand planning tool. Now we're going to talk about APO demand planning tool a little bit. Why is demand planning necessary? Okay, and what ideally does a demand planning mean? So by demand planning, what we actually do is that we try to forecast what kind of demand we probably would be getting from a customer in the near future. How does it help us? It helps us to inline our machinery. It helps us to inline our raw materials that are required and other things that might be required to actually have the production fulfilled at the right time and get distributed to the customer at the right time. A quick example is, suppose a customer comes to a store to buy a pen. Okay, so what is the manufacturing time of this pen? Okay, probably 2 days you need to make that pen, because you will be making the ink, then you will be doing an assembling operation, then you will be preparing a body and then packaging. So probably there is a duration of 2 days. More to that, there is a we might also need procurement of raw materials like plastic and metals to make that pen. So there is a procurement time, and probably there is a distribution time which would actually be needed to distribute the material to the vendor. So we can see there is a delay of 7 to 8 days time. So customer is not going to come into the store and say that I need a pen and I'll come and wait till the 7 days to collect that pen. So using APO demand planning, what we actually try to do is that we try to see what would be the probable customer needs and accordingly inline our production and have our stocks ready before the customer comes to the store. And as soon as the customer comes to the store, what we do, we immediately hand over whatever the customer has requested. Okay, so a proper demand planning helps in avoid stock out, helps in reduction of high inventory levels, help us to quickly respond to my customer needs. So these are a couple of few benefits. Now APO demand planning as a tool has different kinds of forecasting technique in it. So there are forecasting technique like univariate, there is multi MLR, there is composite. So what is univariate forecasting technique? Univariate is, suppose our forecasts get affected on certain specific parameter, only one specific parameter, then we can use a univariate. If there are multiple factors like seasonal factor, then there is a stock factor, then there is competitor factor, we have different kind of factors that actually led to the increase or decrease in the forecast quantity. If we want to map such kind of factors, we will go for MLR forecast, and you can combine MLR and univariate forecasting technique into a group and then create your own forecasting algorithm, that's called composite forecasting technique. Moreover, you can write your own program and own routine to have the APO do the forecasting for you. So APO has a lot of algorithms in it, inbuilt algorithm which can be straight used to do the forecasting. One important point to note here is that a company, when it goes, there's a huge amount of time that a company actually spends in deciding which forecasting technique is best for it. So what happens in that phase is that they collect all the sales history or the sales pattern that has happened for a specific SKU. They try to find out a specific pattern in that cells, and then they try to map that pattern with the algorithm that probably produces that kind of pattern again. So that's how that's a very layman terms of saying how does a forecasting technique is selected. Moreover, APO demand planning tool has many error connecting techniques, and so what happens using error correcting techniques is that there can be spikes in forecast, or there can be certain dip in the forecast value. So using error correcting technique, it tries to find out places where the forecast has gone too high, too low, or things like that, and then accordingly you can rechange or re-update the forecast values. Now, just few minutes back, we talked about the few of the forecasting technique that you have in APO demand planning tool. Moreover, APO demand planning tool has features like life cycle planning, then there is promotion planning, then there is collaborative planning, then there is duet planning and seasonal planning. So what is life cycle planning? Life cycle planning is like modeling a new product that you're going to introduce in the market. So why does life cycle planning is needed? Because when a new product is being launched, there is no sales pattern, and since there is no sales pattern, we don't know what sort of forecast or what sort of demand that kind of could be coming from market. So what happens is that the sales history of any of the similar product is copied into the new product that is getting launched, and product launch phase is going to is defined, in which it's expected that slowly demand of the product would increase. Then there's the aggregate phase of the product, in which there's expectancy that the demand of the product stays constant, and there's the end of the life is defined for that product. Probably during this period there will be new version of the product that might come up, or there would be another product that is going to be launched, and thus this product is to be slowly discarded. So using life cycle planning, we basically try to model introduction of a new product that is going to be introduced in the market. Another very common thing which most of the company do is promotion planning. So what exactly is promotion planning? Promotion planning is like putting up ads in the TV. Ads related to what? For example, a company is giving a 25% increase, okay, or giving 25% off. So such various campaigns companies run, and that lead to the increase in the consumption of that product, while it also affects the consumption of a similar substitute product which the company might be having. So using promotion planning, it's possible to map what are the promotion you are planning, and accordingly have the sales figure increased for that product, and also it can be defined what impact it is going to give to the corresponding products. Okay. With APO demand planning, what happens is that the demand planning can be results can be accessed over a net, and your vendors, your sales, your production department, distributors all can have a look at what sort of demand the company is going to plan, okay, through a secured access. And probably if they feel there is any correction that might be needed, they can probably update it, and that can go to the planner, and planner can reconsider that this can update, or might even discard there. So that's about collaborative planning. One functionality that has been recently introduced with APO demand planning is the duet planning. So what happens in duet planning is whatever planning that has been done in APODP can be straight away downloaded into your Excel sheet. You can view the data, and after you feel there should be some changes or manual intervention, just correct it in your SAP Excel sheet and just save, so that the data directly goes and updates in your APO system. So these are some of the features that you have in APO demand planning tool, and you have other things like seasonal planning. And so basically it's used by garments and textile manufacture, where we map the seasonality of the demand of the product. So in warm winters, people will in summers people will ask for light colored clothes, and during winters people will ask for summer warm clothes. So that kind of pattern of sales you could map using seasonal planning method. So that's about a few of the APO demand planning feature that comes in. Now let us quickly have a look at few more things, okay, in terms of what basically APO demand planning training consists of. The APO demand planning consists of introduction to APO overview, concepts of demand planning concepts, data mart, info cubes, and demand planning. Okay, so basically data mart info cubes are like, this is the primarily setup that you need for a demand planning. So info cubes are created in the business intelligence part, which comes inbuilt in your API tool, and using various routines, this cubes get connected to your ECC system, and this cube directly pull in the data from your ECC system. So next, what we have done is that we have pulled in the data from your ECC system to your APO system. The next part is the creation of your planning books. And so basically planning book, once the data is in cube, how would the data be shown to the people that's using planning book? So there's a process of defining and creating the planning area, planning books, MPOS, and few more things. Next part is macros. Macros is like whenever the data gets pulled into your planning book, suppose we want some mathematical calculations to be done, suppose we want some kind of specific alerts to be moved, suppose we want to update some specific notes and all those details. So that part, that kind of algorithms and programming can be done using macros. Interactive planning is uh, like executing your various univariate MLR or composite forecasting technique that has been defined for your planning book, and seeing the result and doing various corrections if needed. The same can be scheduled in background also. Apart from that, we will be it consists of statistical toolbox, promotion planning, life cycle planning. So once this is the final phase of your promotion of your forecast planning, where we have done the forecasting, and next is releasing the forecast that has been created to your DP, from DP to SNP, or you can also release a forecast from DP to ECC. And the last part is processing of alert generation. So these are few of the basic concept that any APO training consists of, but thing is that it is very vast, and it has got a lot of other features which one can which also are discussed. Some of the advanced features are like DP bomb and forecasting using characteristics, and few other advanced concepts are there that also. Let us know in case you need further information or any information in terms of DP training. We'd be more than happy to help you out, and do reach us for any queries regarding APO DP training. Thank you everyone. Thank you.